You're listening to Farlight Relay, broadcasting tonight from somewhere beyond the lumen verge, where the traffic thins out enough that you start hearing your own thoughts again. If you're hauling freight, running survey routes, drifting between stations, or just trying to get through another long crossing, welcome. Tonight's story comes from an old proximity channel recording archived out near Quiet Reach. No names attached to it, no ship registries either, just two voices. I remember hearing this story about two maintenance operators stationed above Orpheus 9 out in the Cassium system. Old stations, pre-collapse infrastructure. These are the kind built back when people still believed things would last forever. One platform handled thermal regulation arrays, the other monitored relay traffic coming in from the Quiet Reach. Quiet jobs. Good jobs. The kind that make a person start talking to themselves after enough time. Now, company protocol apparently kept communication between the stations pretty limited. Operational traffic only. Bandwidth conservation, efficiency, the usual things people in offices care about more than people. But one night, the relay station lost alignment for a few minutes during a solar interference sweep, and the thermal operator heard somebody humming over an open channel. Just absent-mindedly humming to themselves. I remember the story said it startled him more than anything, because he realized he hadn't heard another human voice in maybe 11 days. And she apologized immediately. Thought she'd left her mic open accidentally. He told her it was all right. And then he asked what song it was. She said she didn't know anymore. And apparently, that was how it started. At first, they only spoke during overlap windows, a few minutes each cycle while their stations aligned for direct transmission without relay delay. Mostly practical things at first. Radiation storms, failing compressors, which station had the worst coffee recyclers. But after a while, they started timing meals around these overlap windows. Then sleep schedules, then entire days. The story said he learned she tapped her console twice before speaking whenever she was tired. And she learned he talked more whenever he was repairing something with his hands. It's funny, the things people begin noticing about each other when all they have is a voice. They never exchanged names, not intentionally anyway. And after enough time passed, kind of became important not to. Out in the outer lanes, names carry weight, histories, expectations, worlds. Without names, they existed only as voices, only as themselves. I remember one part said she used to describe Orpheus 9 to him because her station passed through the shadow side more often. Said the storms looked like ink moving through water. Said sometimes lightning illuminated the clouds from inside, and the whole atmosphere glowed blue for half a second. He told her he was jealous. His station mostly faced empty dark. You know, people think loneliness comes from silence. But most long haulers will tell you that isn't true. Silence you can adapt to. What hurts is when a voice becomes part of your life. Anyway, months passed, then contracts changed, routes changed. Some office somewhere shifted infrastructure priorities on a screen neither of them would ever see. Her station was scheduled for decommission. His orbit would remain. They found out 9 days before separation. And according to the story, neither one acknowledged it directly at first. Instead, they just started speaking about ordinary things with increasing care, like people approaching the edge of something they didn't know how to name. Then during their final overlap window, she transmitted him a compressed audio file. Old Earth music, ancient, warm sounding. The kind of song that feels smaller than the feelings inside it. He asked if he should listen to it now. She told him no. Wait until I'm gone. The story said they spent the rest of the overlap just talking about childhood mostly. things neither had told anyone in years. And at some point, they just stopped talking altogether. Just listened to each other breathing over the channel, while Orpheus 9 just turned beneath them. Then right before her station drift out of overlap range, she asked him one last thing. She asked him what he looked like, and he told her, tired. Apparently, she laughed softly and said, "Yeah, me too." I don't know if the story was true. Out in the drift, truth changes shape after enough years, but I remember hearing that the only reason anybody knows the story at all is because a dock worker on Farlight Relay once drank with a man who carried around an old damaged storage card with a single audio file on it. Said the man listened to it during sleepless nights. Never explained why. Never played it for anyone else. Funny thing about the Quiet Reach. Sometimes you can know a voice longer than you ever knew a face.